would you regret kuolewa ukiwa that young na tena by your uncle?
I can say yes.
And now you have a baby with him.
Yes.
How do you take it yourself?
Nifika mahali nikajichukia. Yes, niko na mtoto at the young age and with my uncle. So nilijikubali. I got pregnant again. So nikasema itakuwa tena aibu tena kwa wazazi wangu, kwa dada zangu. Nikaipa shule. I went home and I aborted it.
Tuko family, how are you doing? Najua hunioni lakini utaniona tu hivi karibuni. We are here in Ruiru and today we are here to get the story and understand the struggles of Mercy Avisa, who got married to her uncle at 14, taken to Uganda. I don't need to give you all the details right here. Let's hear it from her. That's the horse's mouth, and also hear how she was rescued. My name is Kingori Wangeshi and this is my story right here on Tuko. Come with me. Mercy, asante kutukaribisha hapa nyumbani.
Okay.
On such a day, kuna activities mingi sana hapa. Anyway, ndio watu wakujue, introduce.
My name is Yvonne Avisa. I'm 19 years old. I'm mom of one and I'm proud.
How old is she?
She's 5 now. Yes.
Utatuambia jina yake ya kwanza ndio tujue tunakuita mama nani?
Anaitwa Brenda.
So wewe ni mama Brenda.
Yes.
All right. Where do you come from?
Come from Kakamega County, Butere sub-county.
All right.
Yes.
And where are we right now?
Here we are at Kiambu, Ruiru. Yes.
Mnaishi na nani?
Nakaa na my elder sister.
We are here because of your story. Of your stay in Uganda, so we want to understand how you ended up in Uganda, what happened, how you came back, and where we are, or where you are right now in your life.
After finishing class 8, I engaged in a relationship with another man. He was coming from Uganda, and knowing
After
this
class
man,
8.
yes. So I knew this man through his sister who was staying at our home, as in she's my auntie. And then after knowing him, then that relationship went wide. Yeah, I ended up getting pregnant. But before that, we went at Uganda with him for the first time. So mom struggled and I came back. She wanted to take me to school, but I escaped again.
Back to Uganda?
Yes, the second time. The second time, but I went with his sister. Mom struggled again.
To bring you back?
Yes, I came back to Kenya. I stayed home like 1 week. Then I went again.
Oh, you went back to Uganda?
Yes, now the third time. This man came from Uganda to come and visit his sister.
His sister is now your
my
aunt?
Aunt, yes.
So in a way, that is your uncle?
Yes.
Okay.
This aunt of mine, she has children, so I was going there to stay there to play with them. That is how I know them.
Let us understand something here, Mercy.
Okay.
You have just told us that love can make you do crazy things. So at some point, you are so much in love with a man.
After some time.
Yes, you are so much in love with a man.
After some time.
Yes. This man has happened to be your uncle, right?
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
Now the third time after going there. But on the way, I really passed a lot. Going there the third time, I had insufficient money. So after reaching at the border, I had some little money, and obviously when you want to cross a border, you have to exchange money. So after I have exchanged, kufika pale kwa stage, ikapatikana that fare kufika Tororo town. It was it was not enough. So I had to go to somebody, a boda, and told him that I want to go Tororo town, but my money is not enough. So I need you to help me with your phone. I call my, that time I cheated that I want to call my uncle. Yes.
But it is, whom did you call?
I didn't call anyone because that man did not give me that phone. Yes. So that man told me that, fanya hivi, we panda pa kwa pikipiki nikupeleke, alafu we shall see after reaching there. So and it was around 6 p.m. Nikasema, let me go. Mungu amesikia. Yes. So after reaching, hata tujafika mbali, like I can say 1 meter away. Kaniambia
1 meter or 1 kilometer?
1 meter.
1 meter is from here to there?
Yes. Akaniambia, sitakupeleka kwanza. Acha nifike kwa nyumba. I take a jacket, a strong jacket, because Tori is very, I was told it is 24 kilometers from the border. Akaniambia, acha nichukue a strong jacket from the house, then I take you. I agreed because I wanted his help. Tukafika kwa nyumba. Kaniambia it is getting late. Acha tulale. Nikupeleka asubuhi. And I said no. Sitafanya kitu yoyote. I said no. I just want to reach Tororo. After reaching Tororo, nitajua penye nitaenda. Kaniambia, hata sitakupeleka Tororo. I will take you. Yani hadi kwa boma. Sasa nikasema kama utanipeleka hadi kwa boma basi tuende sahi. Kaniambia sawa. So tukaenda tu vizuri. Tukaenda like 1 kilometer, like 2 kilometers from his home. It was around 7:30, almost 8. So akasimamisha pikipiki yake. And so kusimamisha penye alisimama pale kulikuwa na, yani it was like a bush. Sasa akasimamisha. Kaniambia, you know what, you give me what I want and I give you what you want. That time sikuwa na sweater, I had a sleeveless top, a short, and I don't know, it was sandals. Sasa mimi nikamwambia, si baridi sana, so nipeleke penye nataka kwenda. I cover myself because niko na ile shida ya baridi kidogo. Kaniambia mimi kupeleka mimi sikatai, I have enough fuel. Kupeleka sikatai, but you have to give me what I want. So mimi nikataka, I tried to scream, but that place, you know, Uganda, boma ziko mbali. So huyo jamaa akawa anajaribu kunitoa nguo, and there were 2 men passing. Wakawa wanasikia ile mvurugo tulikuwa nao. Wakakuja. So jamaa akakimbia, akaacha ile pikipiki pale. So wao wanaume wakanichukua. Wakaniambia unaitwa nani? Mimi nikawaelezea naitwa Masi. I come from Uganda. So one of them akajitolea akaniambia nitakupeleka nyumbani. Lakini sitaki kufanya kitu yoyote, mimi niko na mke huko na niko na mtoto. So I went with that man. Akanifikisha kwake. And akaambia mke wake nimepata huyu msichana, alimuelezea vile alinipata. Pia mke wake alimuelewa. Ikakuwa this man now ndiye atanipeleka penye nataka kwenda.
Tororo sasa.
Yeah. Sasa
ikakuwa the following day.
Yes. So in the morning woke up almost 6. Kaniambia twende. So tukapiga shortcut. Shortcut
you were walking?
Yes. So shortcut hadi tulifika kwa boma. So that is how life started.
As a wife?
Yeah.
How long kwa hiyo ndoa? And how was it?
Nilika like 10 months. Not even 10 months, I can say 9 months.
How was it?
It was tough. It was hard, I can say. Uko, most of the people have planted rice, so you're given a portion to weed. You're given time up to 1 p.m. There's nobody to be found in that farm, so somebody has to work very hard. And in that my condition that I was in, I could not work that fast because
which condition is this?
I was pregnant that time. Yes.
Okay.
After kukako like October, it was the 3rd. Then mama sasa sister yake anakamumia, alikuja akaniambia tuende nyumbani. So mimi siko najua nyumbani kwetu ama nyumbani kwake. Akaniambia tu tuende. So reaching Mias, akaniambia unajua nini? Mama anakutaka nyumbani. Then I was like, oh, how? Itaanzaje tuingia pale kwa ile boma? Nilijipa tu courage. Nikaingia kwa boma. And niliingia around 8 p.m. Nikapata ameshakula sapa, so anangoja tu masaa isonge walale. So mimi kuingia nikaingia na mtoto. Mama kaniuliza mtoto ni wa nani? Hata niliaibika kumjibu. Nimwambia tu ni wangu. She was shocked. Yes. I can't expect.
Na saa hizo, how old was the baby?
I can say 1 day old. Yes. 1 day.
Mercy Avisa, Adisa. Mercy Avisa, I was in a certain funeral, and when I was addressing about, I was doing sensitization on protection of kids so that we reduce the rate of child defilement. That was in the year 2018. And when I left, little did I know the message had reached somebody who was in total need of a child who has been abducted to Uganda. So the following day, I saw a woman in my office who was the biological mother. Unfortunately, she later on died after we had rescued. Let her soul rest in peace. She came and told me that she had reached different offices that deal with children matters, but it was in vain. Her child had been abducted to Uganda at the age of 14 years after she had sat for her KCPE. And she's really in need for that child to be rescued. And when I was addressing the funeral, somebody told her, follow this madam, she rescues children and she will bring your daughter back. True, I want to thank God. When she came to the office, I listened to her. I summoned the suspect who had abducted the girl. I summoned the area administration, and I think I gave orders through our office that I wanted that child to be brought back within 7 days. So I made a follow-up. We did it. The moment we reached for her to be brought back to Kenya, it was so fortunate or unfortunate on the other end, depending on how somebody may take it. She had just delivered a baby girl the previous day. Yes.
But at least she got home safely.
We came back with her. We brought her back to Kenya. I had sent the suspect because it was an order. If she does not bring that suspect, we'll be prehementing her in court. So she went, brought the girl with a bouncing baby girl. She was few hours old and not even 1 day old. Yes, because when they called me, akaniambia ameza, I told them just like that, bring her over. So they arrived at around 9 running to 10 p.m. We went to the police station to confirm that we have gotten the girl with another blessing. And that is when I picked counseling. It was in October.
Nilifurahia tena nilikasirika. Sababu hatukuwa tunatarajia atakuja vetukua sababu tunajua atakuja naende shu. Lakini sasa tena ikakuwa tena amekuja na mto. But sasa actually before hata mama aliniambia wakati aliingia kwa mlango mamangu alilia. Alitoa machozi. But nikamwambia itabidi tukubali tu vile maneno imekuja. Sababu hatukuwa tunatarajia sasa imeshafanyika na tuweze tukatupa huyo mtoto.
Ni nini kilifanya utoke huko Uganda?
I wanted to come home, but ile watanionaje ilikuwa kwa akili yangu sana. So ndio ilinifanya nikakaa huko sana. Hadi waliniambia nikuje huko, nikuje nyumbani. at some point walinisaidia because I wanted to live there. But hiyo kitu watanionaje? Ilikuwa kwa akili sana. Yani nilikuwa nimeka kwa akili sana.
Uli regret kuolewa ukiwa that young na tena by your uncle?
I can say yes.
And now you have a baby with him?
Yes.
How do you take it yourself?
Nifika mahali nikajishukia kabisa. But I thank God I had a mom who was strong for me. Yes. So nilijikubali. Yes, niko na mtoto at the young age and with my uncle. So nilijikubali.
What are some of the struggles zenye zilikuwa kwa hiyo marriage zenye zilifanya ukasema sasa nimeacha nataka kurudi Kenya?
You struggle because I had no job, he has no job, his mother has no job. So your struggles to get daily food. Yes, it was too much.
Lakini hakukuwa na kuabuse, hakuwa na kuchapa?
No, I can say no. Yeah.
Okay. So when you came here hapa tuko kwa sister yako, what's going on in your life now?
Na stay na sisi and sifanyi kazi yoyote. Niko tu kwa nyumba.
Did you go to high school?
Yes. I joined 2019 Form 1 at Kenya Girls. So term 3 I lost my mom.
So sorry.
And when I joined niliingia day school. So after losing my mom, Doreen akasema ninge boarding. So I joined boarding the same school. Reaching Form 3, peer pressure and whatever those groups, even I got pregnant again. So nikasema itakuwa tena aibu tena kwa wazazi wangu, kwa dada zangu. Nikaepa shule. I went home and I aborted it. So Brenda was very disgraced. Actually, alichapa. Yes. Because nilifanya kitu hakuwa anatarajia nifanye.
Somebody misadvised her and she went for abortion. It did not come out successfully then, so she had again to come back to my house. But she cheated me that ametumwa nyumbani ni mgonjwa. She has been treated, akuja apumzike, on waiting for the abortion to come out. I had to carry her to the hospital. We have a facility here, St. James. That is where I took her for treatment around 5 in the morning. And around 8, the doctor called me that it was she had procured abortion. Yes. That was now the most challenging part, when everybody was like, I should stop my support to her because she had disrespected it. But I asked myself one question: will I have done my role as a leader, as a mother, as a rescuer? And I saw no, I will not have done my best role by leaving her there. I had to take her again across counseling. And by that time, remember, she was in a boarding school. And when I was interrogating her how she got this pregnancy, it was walkwana hepa during weekend. So I had to give her another punishment of now taking her out of boarding school to day school to monitor her strictly, walk the journey through the sun, and then after she showed behaviors had turned to be positive is when I took her back to boarding school third term.
Madam Doreen aka struggle until alinikubali tena nikaingia shule. So but madam alikuwa anasema nitoke cause hiyo stigma kwa watu wengine. But I just say I have to fight. Kama nikitolewa boarding haina shida. Nikaturudishwa nyumbani. That time I was in Form 3, term 2. So wakanirudisha day school. But nilikuwa sina rafiki yoyote because I was the topic everywhere in the school compound. So nikienda nyumbani nilikuwa naenda peke yangu, nikienda shule asubuhi naenda peke yangu. But si kufa moyo. Yes. Nilimaliza. But nini hata ningekaa singejifikiria kama mtu. My performance went down from C to C minor, B plus, B play. So hata nilikuwa nashangaa kwani nasoma nikienda mbele ama nikirudi nyuma. Nikikaa na wenzangu, yani I'm just feeling like I don't belong here. So hiyo kitu ilinisumbua sana, ilinisumbua, I can say like that, ilinisumbua sana.
So now, unaishi hapa na sister yako, you've not joined college. Would you like to join college, and what course would you want to do?
Okay, I would like to join college, and I'm going to take journalism.
Ah,
yes.
You want to be like us?
Of course, yes.
Welcome aboard, welcome to this industry.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. And you'll tell stories. Unajua pia sisi tulipata watu waliokuwa wanafanya hii kazi tukaendeleza. Tutaondoka, ukuje ushikilie,
niendeleze pia mimi.
Si ndio?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So mahitaji ya mtoto wako yanatoka wapi?
My sister.
Wakati mama yetu alikufa 2019, sasa ikakuwa akifunga shule, amekuwa akiishi na mimi. Kila akifunga shule anakuja. Sasa tumekaa na yeye 2019, Avela alifunga 2020 wakati wa corona, aholia nikamchukua tukakaa na yeye vile watoto alini shule, and then akarudi. So amekuwa akikuja kila akifunga shule. Mpaka sasa vile amemaliza form 4. Sasa vile alimaliza form 4, niko na twins. Sasa mimi nikaona hiyo kukaa kwa nyumba, mahitaji, sababu Brenda sasa ako shule. Niko na kijana mkubwa ako shule, unajua sasa mkono mmoja haiwezi nini sana, paka lazima itake support. So my sister vile alimaliza form 4 nikamwambia akuje afanye kikakaa na wao sasa wadogo wa twins, and then mimi nitoke. So hivyo ndio tumekuwa tukistruggle, na ninafanya kazi ya nyumba tu ya kwenda na kurudi. Salon lazima nigaramie, kitu ikiisha lazima. Haya ukienda kwa Masi pia kuna vitu zingine za mahitaji ya msichana. Sisi nikaenda nikaambia bwanangu Masi anataka kitu fulani, sasa inabidi mimi mwenyewe nifanye nini, nishughulikie.
So in case kuna mtu angetaka kukupea kazi before you join college, that is possible?
Yeah, and I can appreciate.
Okay. That's why we are a family. As Tuko family, wamekusikia.
Okay.
Yes, and now if anyone would want to get in touch with you, I think unaweza peana namba yako ya simu.
Okay, I will give through mine and for my sister.
Yes, no problem.
Okay, my number is 01 15 88 54 55, and for my sister 07 16 77 27 50.
And the reason umepeana your sister is because
she's like my mom. Yes, she's my everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Asante sana, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Now, before we leave, what is your advice on people who would find themselves in your situation? Like, you are so young, you get in love, and you're getting in love with somebody like an uncle or an auntie.
I can say to young girls, stay focused, because this life is with no education. Hakuna kitu. Alafu pia those people who are calling aunties and uncles, at least to have some respect to other girls, like their relatives. And pia wakwe kama, as in, wanasemanga mtoto wa mwenzako mchukulie kama wako. Yes, before you do that bad thing to that girl or a boy, chukua mtoto wako alafu mweke kwa hiyo shoe, then you'll get it. Yes.
That's the story of Mercy Avisa. We are doing it here in Ruiru, and I need to say that the reason we are in such a squeezed set ni kwa sababu the size of the house that they have, I think it's only one room.
Yes.
Na mko nyote hapo. So that's why we had to do it here. But we appreciate. We say wherever the story is, you'll find us there. We have to come there, and it doesn't matter. We'll do the story where it is. That's the story of Mercy Avisa. She's here in Ruiru. You can get in touch with her or her sister, and see how we can change her story. My name is Kingori Wangeshi. This has been my story right here on Tuko. Until next time, kwaheri. Tuwaambie kwaheri.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Kwa Kikwenu mnasemaje kwaheri?
Hulolane.
Hulolane.
Yes.